Hey, we're here today because we're going to talk a little bit about buyer fatigue. What do you know about buyer fatigue? What are you hearing?
I know it's a real thing. This market has been crazy and I get it, it's tough. Buyers making multiple offers and not getting it and wondering, what they can do to sweeten their own offer when obviously you're working with what you have to work with, and it gets tiring.
It does get tiring, and it is a real thing. But like with a lot of buzzwords, so this is a buzzword that kind of started happening about April of this year. There are some rumors that are going around that I'm hearing that I'm a little bit concerned about because they don't seem quite accurate, and I don't want people to get too afraid of this market, right? So I'm going to talk a little bit about the buyer perspective, and you're going to talk a little bit about the seller perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
So go ahead, Sally.
Okay. So I was thinking, I was doing an open house last weekend. And so I was hearing a lot of people talking, and this was a big subject of conversation. There was a lot of people at this open house. So one of the things I heard was, oh, my friend's making a bunch of offers. We've been making a bunch of offers, and they always get beat out by cash buyers. There's all these cash buyers. And I thought, well, is that true? So I looked, and for the past 2 weeks in Whatcom County, there have been 191 closings on residential listings. That's a lot of houses. That's a lot of houses that have sold. That's a lot of buyers who were successful in purchasing a property, right? So I thought that was great. So then I thought, okay, so are all of these cash buyers? So I looked, so 47 of the 191 transactions were cash transactions, but a good third of those, maybe more, were properties that had to be cash because they were either old manufactured homes or recreational properties or homes that just wouldn't qualify for financing. So they had to be cash. And then I looked again, and we keep hearing that if you have an FHA loan or a VA loan, just forget it, right? Well, 7 of these were FHA loans and 5 of these were VA loans. So these are people who are successfully purchased homes in Whatcom County with conventional financing for the most part, and then some VA and FHA as well. So it's happening, it's working. You just got to keep on it. So I just wanted to give people that little boost, let them know, keep trying. If you have a financing, that doesn't mean you're out of the game. So so I just wanted to share that with you guys. What do you have to share?
Exactly, Sally. That's great information. And so for sellers, obviously this market has been tremendously great for sellers, and but at the same time, we're watching to see what's kind of trending. We're trying to, although we can never know anything but what's actually happening at the moment, we always try to look out to the future and see what's happening. So I think across the board, we're seeing a little bit of a softening, meaning not quite as frenzied, right? And there's a couple things that go into that. And I'm definitely not saying it's not still a seller's market, because it is. But we're seeing maybe a few less of the multiple offers coming in, and somewhat a few more days on the market, but really still it's a very strong seller's market coming into the fall. However, who knows, right? So if you are thinking of selling your house at all, it really would behoove you to get with your realtor and talk with them and see if this is a good time for you to sell. I know a lot of the backup is still because sellers are afraid they can't find the next place unless they're relocating to a whole new area. So that's a lot of what's causing the backup too, with inventory numbers. But we've seen a little bit more coming on, which has also been the other factor to help ease that feeling of, fervor for the buyer, and also a little bit softening of the seller's market. Anyway, so yeah, Sally, if it were me and I was at all thinking of selling in the next year, I would or even 2 years, I would definitely get with my realtor and talk with them and see what they think as far as, is this when I should list my house? I don't want to miss the seller's market, or would it be better for me to wait?
Right. And if you do need help with that, I can help you.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's a really
available.
I think that's a really good point that people, I think, wait to the last minute to get a realtor involved. And it's really never too early to ask questions and find out what the market and find out when the right time for you would be to put your house on the market, right? So yeah, I think that's hopefully that's great information for everybody to understand about what's going on in the market now. The whole buyer fatigue is real, but it might not be as terrible as people think it is. And that, like you said, this it's a great time to get your house on the market to sell, if that's what you're thinking about.
Yeah, and it is also a great time to buy because we're not seeing prices going down, right? So yeah, it's a great time to buy and it's a great time to sell.
Well, great. Well, always great to see you, Deanna.
You too, Sally.
I'm sure we'll be talking very soon. And thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and have a great day.